A gun store rejection didn't stop this man's terrorist plans, it just made him more creative and potentially more dangerous. Let's talk about Mohamed Soliman. His case perfectly illustrates everything wrong with our current approach to domestic terrorism, immigration enforcement, and national security. The facts are straightforward, the implications staggering. According to federal documents, Soliman was denied a gun purchase. Instead of giving up, he pivoted to making Molotov cocktails. Think about that. Someone so committed to violence that a legal roadblock didn't deter him, it just forced him to get creative. This is the evolution of domestic terrorism. When traditional weapons are inaccessible, determined bad actors adapt, and that adaptation often makes them more dangerous. Molotov cocktails are crude, unpredictable, causing massive collateral damage. Soliman's pivot made him a more indiscriminate threat. The pre-attack planning reveals a methodical approach. This wasn't spontaneous. Allegations state Soliman researched targets, planned methods, and prepared for an attack. Switching from firearms to incendiary devices shows a commitment beyond opportunistic crime. This case isn't happening in a vacuum. We're seeing a pattern of individuals who slip through screening, emerging as serious threats. How many Mohamed Solimans are out there right now, planning their next move? Now let's address the elephant in the room, the immigration and legal implications. They're critical to understanding how we got here, and how we prevent the next Mohamed Soliman. According to reports, Soliman's immigration status raises serious questions about our vetting and monitoring systems.
Here's the uncomfortable truth. Our immigration system is fundamentally broken when it comes to identifying and tracking potential security threats. Cases like Soliman's expose massive gaps in our approach. We're not just talking border security. We're talking a comprehensive failure to properly vet, monitor, and remove individuals who pose clear threats. Let's be specific. First, our background checks failed to identify Soliman as a threat before he attempted to buy guns. That's systemic. Second, immigration enforcement apparently failed to flag someone allegedly planning terrorist attacks. Third, monitoring systems failed to detect the transition from failed gun purchaser to bomb maker.
This isn't about being anti-immigration, this is about being pro-American safety. Every country has the right to know who's within its borders and remove those who pose threats.
The fact that we're apparently incapable of this basic function is a scandal.
The legal implications are equally troubling. How do you prosecute someone stopped before an attack, but with clear intent? Our legal system needs to handle these pre-crime situations where intent is clear, but the attack was prevented.
And here's the broader policy question. If someone is denied a gun purchase due to background issues, shouldn't that automatically trigger additional scrutiny? Shouldn't we monitor individuals who fail background checks to see if they're seeking alternative violence methods? Soliman allegedly moved from denied gun purchase to Molotov production, suggesting our systems aren't talking.
This brings us to the digital path to radicalization and the broader context of rising anti-Semitic incidents across America. Let's talk facts about anti-Semitic incidents. The numbers are staggering. FBI data shows historic highs, becoming more violent and organized. The Soliman case appears to fit this pattern of targeted violence against Jewish Americans and institutions.
What's disturbing is the digital radicalization pipeline feeding these incidents. Online platforms are universities for domestic terrorists, providing ideology and bomb-making instructions. Soliman allegedly used online resources, accessing vast terrorist knowledge freely available. Think about the implications. Potential terrorists don't need training camps. They radicalize in their bedrooms, learn bomb-making online, and plan attacks with a smartphone.
The anti-Semitic component is particularly troubling. It represents a convergence of extremist ideologies. Anti-Semitism serves as a common thread uniting disparate movements. Jewish Americans are targeted by a diverse coalition.
These digital networks are constantly evolving. They move platforms, develop coded languages, and create sophisticated methods to avoid detection. By the time authorities shut down one, more have taken its place.
The Soliman case shows how quickly someone moves from online radicalization to real-world violence. The timeline from digital consumption to attack planning can be weeks or months. This compressed timeline means traditional law enforcement is often too slow.
So what do we do about it? Complaining without solutions is just political theater. Americans deserve better when their safety is at stake. First, we need comprehensive immigration reform prioritizing national security. This means mandatory background checks that work, ongoing monitoring of red flags, and swift deportation for non-citizens posing threats. The Mohamed Soliman case should never have developed this far. Second, we need to revolutionize our approach to digital surveillance and online radicalization. This doesn't mean violating rights, it means using existing legal frameworks to identify and disrupt networks before violence. If someone researches bomb making and targets Jewish institutions, that should trigger immediate attention. Third, we need better coordination between agencies. A denied gun purchase not triggering additional scrutiny suggests our agencies aren't communicating. A person failing a firearms background check should be flagged for monitoring, especially if researching alternative weapons. Fourth, we need to take rising anti-Semitic violence seriously as a national security threat. This isn't just a hate crime issue, it's terrorism. Planning coordinated attacks against Jewish institutions is domestic terrorism and should be treated as such. Finally, we need honest conversations about the connection between immigration policy and national security. This isn't demonizing immigrants, it's acknowledging our current system is inadequate for identifying and removing individuals posing clear threats. The Mohamed Soliman case is a wake-up call. It shows how domestic terrorists adapt, how online radicalization translates to violence, and how our systems fail to protect citizens from preventable attacks. We can't afford to treat this as just another news story. The next Mohamed Soliman is probably out there right now. The question is whether we take steps to stop them before they strike, or wait for the next tragedy. The choice is ours, but we need to make it now. Terrorists aren't waiting.